Well, Advent is over, Christmas Day is over, and yet we soldier on for one more video. Let's finish this thing with the last game on my naughty list, Zool. Tragically, it's not a Ghostbusters game. Admittedly, I am cheating a little here. My copy is for the Amiga, but in keeping with the rest of this series, we're going to be sticking to PC, specifically DOS. And already we're off to a good start. Gremlin, in their efforts to give DOS gamers a taste of their truly trend-setting platformer, managed to overlook this little localization error. You see, a standard computer keyboard, as I'm sure you've figured out, doesn't have a fire button. Thanks guys. It continues in the options screen where, in the tradition of many Amiga games, has the option of music or sound. Pretty sure your average DOS gaming PC could do a bit of both. So could the Amiga, but this ain't the time or place. Shall we get on with the game then? It's a platformer, and it's another case of a smaller developer wanting to be Sega. Unfortunately, Zool falls over more often than a blindfolded jazz jackrabbit after wandering through the caterpillar's smoke rings. The main issue once again is that you can't see where you're going. It's a little less egregious than it was in Jazz, since Zool can see a little bit further, but he doesn't control as fluidly, and the frame rate isn't as smooth. I also found that the controls weren't 100% responsive. Could be emulation getting in the way there admittedly, but it wouldn't run at all on my Windows 98 PC. Either through Windows or through DOS, but emulation wasn't to blame for the game's design. I like that Zool can hang off walls, but to climb the wall you have to jump off and on again. I'm aware that most wall jumping in games is like this, but in most of those you have to jump between two different walls. Most of the wall jumping I came across in Zool was just to climb up. Let's face it, Strider did it loads better. And no matter what I did, I just kept ramming into things. Zool can fire projectiles in front of him, but they'll only just hit most enemies on the ground. If you're even slightly airborne, you're out of luck. And if you're running downhill, forget about ever hitting anything. Here's a good one, this orange cube that you can bounce off. What they don't tell you is that there are two green jelly tots waiting for you, and there's no way to avoid them. They just hang around the edges of platforms, so if you see them then you best get rid of them as soon as possible. And that's to say nothing of the dolly mixtures that spew glitter everywhere, which again can't be avoided. Seems like a theme we're running into here. By the way, did I mention that the game was sponsored by Chupa Chups? Bizarre but true. It's the whole reason why the first level is sweet themed. I'm going to give Zool the benefit of the doubt. The Amiga version is probably the definitive Zool experience, and it was released on SNES, Mega Drive and a variety of other systems as well. Perhaps PC just drew the short straw, as always. And there was a sequel, so there must be a good game around here somewhere. As it stands, I couldn't even get past level 2. Verdict, can I stop making videos every day now?